All right, you win. You're right, I'm wrong. Let's just have the referees not show up for the Cowboys 49ers playoff game. Wouldn't that be great? No, it would not be great. Mike Fisher reporting from North Texas, where it's a little chilly right now. Temperatures by game time could move up to 50 or so, but the roof will be closed. The 49ers will be here. Some fans will be here too. They'll be wearing red jerseys. A bunch of fans from the Cowboys will be present. They'll not be wearing red jerseys. They'll be waving white towels. And I would suggest to you, and we'll talk more about this over the course of the day, that this is going to be like having a white towel with red blotchy bloodstains on it. Yes, the red will jump up in a field of white. So what? What will also jump up inevitably is a referee is going to make a call here and you're not going to love it. What will we do? Will the referees determine the difference in this playoff game? Cowboys in the playoffs for the first time since 2018. They host a familiar old foe in the 49ers. Wild card round in front of what should be 100,000 of us, with some red shirts mixed in, and then some striped shirts mixed in. Also in the building today at AT&T Stadium will be referee Alex Kemp. And as I understand it, this is not his usual crew. I think it's all-star crew, if I'm understanding that right. So they pluck out the best line judge and assign him to a game, I think. What the Cowboys, 3 points favored, need to do today to be prepared for the referees is to overcome the referees by any means necessary. That's Malcolm X. Not violence. You go back to the loss to the Cardinals, and the loss haunts the Cowboys a little bit. It could have made a big difference standing and seating wise, of course. But what stands out to me about what the Cowboys did in that game was how poorly they played. How they were the inferior team to the Cardinals that day. Clearly, that day. Had one touchdown through 3 quarters. That's not going to win you games. If they do that today, they'll get destroyed. After that game, D-Law talking about how they had to play against 2 teams, meaning the refs and the Cardinals. Randy Gregory, Dallas was playing against the refs again, like usual. But then Randy, no dummy, said we have to tune that out and deal with it. Right. But if you're going to tune it out and deal with it, what are you talking about? Why are you talking about it? Tune it out and deal with it. I've had some people after what happened in the Cincinnati game where the whistle blows, a touchdown is scored, the refs blew it. Fish, I thought you said refs don't influence games. No, I never said that. I never said refs don't influence games. I said, and I've said it for 40 years, I said it when I tried to play sports. I wasn't very good, but I tried. I tried it when I managed, coached, played, and I said it when I refereed and umpired. I said it to myself. The players simply need to be better than the referees. If the players are better than the referees, then it'll all work out just fine. If you make more mistakes than the refs, you don't have a right to bitch. Even Dak fell into the trap that day. Quote from Prescott, "We got to do a better job of trying to keep the referees out of it, but I've become accustomed to it. I understand wearing the star and what it means," insinuating that wearing the star makes it harder for you to get officiated properly. And that's ridiculous. So what about this ref? What about biases? What about reputations? Okay, I will tell you, and I'm going to give you this gigantic number here in a minute that's alarming. The Cowboys believe, and I don't disagree, this is a privately held thought. They don't announce this. The Cowboys believe that the referees decided that Connor Williams is a holder, and they started looking for it. That's what the Cowboys privately believe. They've sent that memo to the league office multiple times, that you are zeroing in on our guy unnecessarily, and you're wrong, and it's not fair. Now, those things happen. That happens. But it doesn't mean the game's fixed. It just means the referee's making a mistake. The Cowboys led the NFL in penalties this year. Ugh. 127 of them. Offensive holding, a league high. 27 of them. And again, Connor Williams, very guilty of that. That's a big fat number. I still go to some of Connor Williams' plays in the Patriots game, for instance. Well, he was guilty on a couple of those. Maybe not guilty on all of them. I go to the game in Minnesota that we attended. The Vikings drive where the Cowboys keep hitting guys late and out of bounds. Stop it. Quit hitting guys late and out of bounds if you don't like being flagged for it. So there's your big, bad, fat, crappy number about the Cowboys getting penalized. 127 penalties, league high, 27 for offensive holding, league high. How about the 49ers? Because that number, is, if I just leave it alone, is going to make a Cowboy fan go, oh no, we're screwed. They're going to call holding on us twice, offensive holding, and they're going to call, that's almost an average, they're going to call 9 penalties on us. They're going to call 9 penalties on us. They're going to call 2 offensive holding on Connor Williams, and we're going to lose. But wait, there's more. The 49ers were called for 20 defensive pass interference penalties. That's a beard scratcher. That's the most in the league. And that's twice as many as Dallas was called for. Okay, now, am I painting a picture for us that helps us understand? Does that mean the refs are against the 49ers? Sure looks like it. It looks like the refs are against the 49ers defense and against the Cowboys offense. And logically, you know that's not what's happening. They just called a bunch of holding penalties on the Cowboys. Some of them were the right call. Some of them, the Cowboys argue were not. And a lot of them might be because Connor Williams has now developed a reputation as a holder. I'm going to presume, without breaking it down more beyond this, the 49ers, 20 defensive pass interference penalties. Again, twice as many as Dallas's. So it sounds like Dallas catches a lot of breaks when it comes to pass coverage. They don't call Dallas for holding. By the way, they got Anthony Brown a couple times in that one game, right? Not holding, pass interference. Trayvon Diggs must be getting away with murder over there. And then the 49ers offensive line, they hold. Maybe they're getting away with murder. Even Steven. Now, what about to Alex Kemp specifically? He oversaw the crew that flagged the Cowboys in the December 12th win against Washington 7 times for 60 yards. That's 7 penalties against the Cowboys in that game. But I remind you of this suggestion that they're out to get the Cowboys of the Raiders game, when again, you did not play well enough to win. And the Cowboys got penalized 14 times, and so did the Raiders. Exactly the same number of penalties, 14 times. Does that mean the officials did a bad job, or does that mean the officials did a fantastic job, being all over every violation? And if that's what it is, maybe you should quit committing violations. But there was no bias in that game. The refs didn't lose that game for you, as much as we all think they were over-involved, and I do. You lost that game. The Raiders were better than you that day. And that's the truth. I was there. You saw it. Kemp, when he's not being a party pooper like all these refs are, is an insurance agent. And yes, Cowboy Nation would like some assurance that he doesn't screw this up today. But the Cowboys can take care of that. And I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to how this is, as Jimmy would tell us, mind controlling the body, not the body controlling the mind. Cowboys, week 18, go to Philadelphia. They win 51-26. I don't know who the ref was. Either do you. You know why? Because you beat them so thoroughly, you played so fantastically, that no referee's call could have possibly erased your excellence. You scored 51 points. Oh, and I guarantee a ref made a bad call. You gave up 26 and not really that many. I guarantee a ref made a bad call to benefit the Eagles, to give them some of their points. But you played so well that it didn't matter. You finished with 12 wins. You're good. Worry about being good today. Don't worry about the fact that there might be 10% or 20% or 30% or whatever percent of red jerseys. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about the red and don't worry about the yellow. If you're the Cowboys, be aware of the yellow. What is this referee's tendencies? Does this referee crew really watch interior offensive line holding? Okay, if they do, then be aware of that. Try to avoid that. If this defensive crew doesn't want cornerbacks to put their hand on receivers down the field, then don't do it. And then the official won't get involved. My point is not that officials don't influence games. Of course they do. But teams that play well enough to win, which the Cowboys did not do in the Ref Gripe Arizona game, did not do in the Ref Gripe Raiders game, those teams usually don't have to worry about a ref making a bad call. Because a good team will have executed, even though there's one bad call, a good team will have executed properly 100 times. 100 good calls. This much is true. The NFL casting department couldn't have come up with a better one here. This is going to be fun. And we're going to be inside AT&T Stadium and really proud to have you join us. Thank you for subscribing to what we do. We are going to be up and over 45,000 in Cowboy Nation here in a couple days, probably 44,000 today. And that's because of you. Please spread the word of what we do here, as I try to not be too preachy when I say, NFL casting department, look at the characters. Lots of them. And I don't want Alex Kemp to be one of them. Either does the league, by the way. So I hope that they do what they're supposed to do to their best of their capabilities, and that we do what we do to the best of ours, and the Cowboys, of course, do too. I don't want Alex Kemp and the Zebras to be the stars of the show. I don't want to hear too much from Kemp during the game, because if we hear too much from Kemp during the game, we're going to hear too much whining from the losing team after the game, and I don't want that either. Fish, out.